New today, another Russian oligarch has mysteriously died. There's now at least 10 prominent Russian businessmen who have died since the war in Ukraine started. And it's not just enemies or those who've spoken out against Vladimir Putin. Even his friends and former allies are meeting in untimely death. NewsNation unbiased anchor Leland Vittert joins us here in the newsroom. Leland, thanks so much for being here.
Huh?
Yeah. Odd coincidence here. What do we know about the circumstances surrounding these deaths here?
Well, we know what the Kremlin wants us to know, and a number of these guys have met sort of mysterious but coincidental deaths, right? They cannot be investigated. One fell off of a fishing boat in the North Sea. Another one suffocated spontaneously, although there were signs of a stroke. We had another one, and this was my favorite, who fell out of a hospital room where he was getting treatment to his death.
Right. Fell out of a hospital.
These things happen in Russia, and that's sort of the point, right?
Right. Now, many of those who have died have ties to Russian oil companies. So is there something there?
Well, oil companies is the only way that Vladimir Putin is still getting any of his hard currency into his country. It's the only way he's really staying in power. And I think you made a very good point. You said these aren't just enemies. I would only add to that we know of. And you don't really know what's happening behind the curtain. And we know that Vladimir Putin is very scared of a coup. He's very scared of his own security officials. And this is a purge, right? And this is something that's gone back to Stalin. In the way that Stalin dealt with any type of political rival, they were taken to the Lubyanka prison downstairs and shot and killed. I mean, is this an instance where, I mean, even friends of Putin need to possibly be worried? I mean, is there such a thing as a friend of Putin? Better point. Who doesn't need to be worried? And the answer is nobody in this. And you see these oligarchs who have come to power through Vladimir Putin's patronage, and now all of a sudden, they are tied to him. There's really no option. And it's important to note that Vladimir Putin has shown a willingness to kill outside of Russia. He's done it in, certainly he's done it in the United Kingdom. He's come after people, and there's no reason to think he really wouldn't do it anywhere in the world.
Okay. Well, so speaking of anywhere in the world, we know China's president is set to meet with Vladimir Putin. Should the U.S. be concerned?
Well, anytime your enemies are getting together, it's reason for concern. What is so significant about this is how Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping are now playing a foil for each other through this. And the Chinese need the Russians for their oil. The Russians need the Chinese for banking and for legitimacy. And this is a marriage of convenience. I think it was Winston Churchill who said that countries do not have permanent allies, only permanent interests. And right now, the Chinese and the Russian interests align perfectly.
And I was just going to say, I mean, can Xi trust Putin? Can Putin trust Xi here?
Yeah, well, you don't have to trust when you need each other, right?
Yeah.
And the cost of double-crossing either one in this, I'll quote Ben Franklin just because I can, which is he said after the Declaration of Independence was signed, he said, we should all hang together or we will all hang separately. And that's sort of how Putin and Xi look at this, is they must hang together against the United States because they both know alone the U.S. can take them down.
All right. On Balance anchor Leland Vittert, thank you so much for your time.
See you soon.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.